Are you ready?
Agility from the champion. Oh, deep six. That could be it. Delivers this deep six.
This is episode 128. Did I get that right?
I think so. Hopefully.
Oh boy, we were coming off the heels of Monday Night Raw. It is about 11:33 Eastern Time here in Long Island, New York, and I am joined by my co-host Brandon, aka Bash. Brandon, how you doing? How's your weekend?
We're good. Had a good weekend. A couple of concerts that I love going to. So a lot of rock shows, and my head still hurts a little bit. My ears are ringing still, but I love going to concerts. So always a great time. How was your weekend, Wade?
Nice. Mine was pretty good. I just finished up a 9-day vacation from work. Came back today to a 12-hour day. I got another 12-hour day tomorrow and Wednesday, and then Thanksgiving Eve, and then Friday. And then we got Black Friday, and then I'm on another vacation for another 9 days. So everything's going good.
We like it, man. Hope the traveling's nice and easy for you.
Shooting up to Syracuse this weekend, and then from Syracuse heading straight to Montreal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always want. Is first time to Canada, or you been before?
I've been to Canada a couple times. I've been to Vancouver about 2 or 3 times, in Montreal once.
Very
So
cool.
this will be my second time in Montreal, but this time I'm going to take a little bit of a deeper drive, about 2 hours north of Montreal. We're going to head into Quebec City. I shouldn't say we, it's like just going to be me. Head into Quebec City, check that out for the day. Go to a Montreal Canadiens game on Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going to do a nice little outdoor spa and come home on Friday. So Friday would be a travel day.
Sounds fun. I went up to school pretty close to Canada, but never got there. So definitely a trip I want to take one day.
Yeah, it's oh my gosh, yeah, Montreal is fantastic. Absolutely great. But
Very cool.
heck, maybe I'll have to drag you along someday.
Hey, if they have a Raw show out there, we'll definitely take a trip to a out of the country Raw show. Would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really not even a bad drive. It's like 7 hours. It's pretty.
Oh no. He knocked himself out. I hope we're still live. I hope he comes back soon. Let's see if he gets back. Wayne, where'd you go? There he is.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what happened there. Internet cut out. But anyway,
Clicking buttons.
yeah. All right, so let's jump right in. So we're not really going to be long at all. I think we're going to buzz through this, to be honest with you, because this Monday Night Raw was mostly like a hype show. Nothing big happened. It was just like one little extra push to get people to be watching on Monday night, to get people to watch this weekend. This was mostly a hype show. Nothing big happened at all by any means. Maybe one notable thing, which we'll get to in a couple minutes, but this was mostly a hype show. What did you think of it, Brandon?
No, I definitely agree. I always say that these shows are meant to kind of tie up all the loose ends right before you go into the PLE, and I think they did a pretty good job doing that. I don't, at least for me, I don't particularly like the brawling that happens right before, because we're already going to see all these people fight. But other than that, it's just what you expect to happen before. If there's ever a tag match, or if there's a lot of people involved, there's going to be some type of brawl. So tonight, we definitely saw that in both the men's and the women's side of it.
Monday Night Raw was emanating live from OKC tonight. We did get some pretty good matches, though. We got good wrestling. So There was no problem with the in-ring whatsoever. And arguably, we probably had one of the best matches of the year, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Mhm.
But those of you guys that are watching or about to watch, feel free to join in on the conversation. My name is Wayne, owner of the At the Back Horseman podcast, joined by my co-host Brandon, and we are sponsored by Back Sports Page. Check out their website, www.backsportspage.com, for all your wrestling news, interviews, highlights. If you're a big New York Giants fan, or should I say New Jersey Giants, check out their Big Blue podcast. And they also have the Cut Wrestling podcast on backsportspage.com to check out interviews with former WWE wrestlers, current wrestlers, independent wrestlers. Check that out for some good interviews and more. All right. Jumping into Monday Night Raw. We get, just a little dissension to start the show. Nothing too crazy. We get Cody and Roman in the ring to start off Monday Night Raw. Cody comes out. Roman Reigns, as advertised, opened up the show, and we get the back and forth banter. Again, we're setting up for this Saturday. This is a hype show. We get Cody asking Roman Reigns, "What's in it for you?" And Roman Reigns basically says the last time he's checked, he's been in this war for a long time now, and basically telling Cody that you're just joining. And Roman Reigns establishes, "I don't like you, you don't like me. Half this team is my family, and I'm invested into this for a long time," he goes on to say. And then Cody says the punchline, "Well, welcome to my team."
And then Punk's music hits.
Yep, this doesn't sit well with Punk. What did you think of what happens next?
Well, I loved him doing the acknowledge us. Like, you know what? Hey, Roman, you've been doing your thing for 5 years. You have a great catchphrase. Let's take it from you. He said, "I'm stealing all of your best lines now, my man." So that was funny. But it was definitely that little kind of thing where Punk comes in and said that, like, "I saved your life," and then Roman goes, "Well, you've ruined it 4 months after." And I was like, wow, like, to say something like that. And then Punk just turns immediately to Rhodes after this and goes, "Wait, you called this your team? What do you mean your team?" So I like the dissonance between the three of them making this little triangle.
Yeah, and the thing I like too, the line was, Punk, Punk was, calling out Cody for calling it his team, and he goes on to say, last time he's checked, he was the champion on Raw.
Yep. You can be the quarterback on Friday on SmackDown, but here I'm the champ. And then Roman didn't even let CM Punk finish his sentence. And he goes, "Why don't you guys just pull him out and measure now?" I'm like, yo, we made it into the big PG-13 here on
I missed that line.
Oh, yeah, he literally said, "Why don't you guys just pull him out now and measure?" I'm like, what the hell?
I totally missed that line because I was busy trying to catch up and type in the notes of what they were saying. But I totally missed that. How did I miss that? I don't even know.
Fire lie. Like I said, he didn't let CM Punk finish, so it was kind of stepped on too. But even then, I heard that. I was like, wow. And he said, "You know what? I don't like you guys, but I hate Paul Heyman and I hate the Vision and I hate them more than I hate you. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend at that point." So
yeah, and then also Roman was like, "Your belt would look better on my shoulder." And I'm pretty. It seemed to me that it's pretty obviously just looking towards Punk because the camera was looking towards Punk. But then Punk was like, "Who's that for?" And then Roman's like, "I'll let you guys figure that out."
Yep.
So a little bit of a hint.
I thought that set up a Roman Reigns third time as a charm Royal Rumble winner. If both of them have the belt, I think that set it up absolutely perfectly.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, they definitely planted the seeds there for, Roman Reigns maybe even winning the Rumble and then having to choose which one.
Yep. Or maybe they have the first ever triple threat for dual belts and give him his dual belts back like he always wanted.
Yeah. I hope we don't go down that road again.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
No,
I
think
really don't want to go down that road again.
Don't need
Yeah,
to see them combined anymore. Just give Raw
because
and
the whole
SmackDown
reason why
one
they
belt.
have two separate belts is because Roman was, I don't know, unified champ for a long time, and he never showed up.
Correct.
He was never around.
I think he had 36 championship matches over the span of 3 years. So he literally only had a match a month, which is, I mean, I understand it for the championship aspect, but you should be defending. If you're a dual champion, you should be defending your belt at least 50 to 100 times over a 5 year, or no, wait, like I said, a 3.5 year span, give or take how long he held it. So yeah, you should definitely be feel good you had it for that long, but through COVID and only fighting once a month should definitely put a little asterisk in that championship reign.
Yeah. Alrighty. Moving on. We had Gunther versus Carmelo, and what, in my opinion, I believe was probably one of the best Raw matches of the year. What do you say to that?
Absolutely agree. I thought that this was going to be a 5-minute squash match. I thought Carmelo was going to come out, maybe land a flip or two, look good, and then Gunther was just going to hit a couple kicks, put him in his place in 5 minutes. But I was royally wrong, and Carmelo came out looking like another. Which again, don't want to put ahead, but Carmelo looked fantastic in this match.
He looks great. I mean, we had a bunch of near falls, and there were a couple near instances where you thought that Carmelo was probably going to win because the match was kind of dragging a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In a good way, though.
Right.
We see the back and forth in this entire match. Gunther nearly getting counted out after taking a DDT on the outside. They really teased that well because Carmelo had beat Bronson Reed in the count out. I believe it was this past Friday, and
Right.
that which was a very good match too. So they really teased it again. It looked like Carmelo was going to win once more with a count out, and sure enough, it definitely looked like it was going to be a count out for sure. Sure enough, Gunther just pops out on 8.5, and gets in that ring by right before he gets counted out. So that match is still going. Carmelo, not too far after that, he survives a power bomb, and he survives a rear naked choke, which Carmelo gets out of. But then Gunther converts that into a second power bomb. Gunther gets the pinfall win. Any other notes or anything else you might want to say about this match? I mean, it was a great match. Gunther's looks good. Like, Gunther never really has a bad match, like, ever. And I felt like these two matched up very well together.
I think I was going to say, like I said, I thought it was going to be a squash match, and the fact that this match was 2 commercial breaks in a 20-minute match, I was invested the whole time. Gunther had the chop marks right on his chest, and Carmelo looked like he didn't really have those marks. So it looked like Carmelo was taking a page out of Gunther's book and really landing those chops on him and making him feel what he's been making other people feel for the last 5 years in WWE.
In the midst of defeat, Carmelo looked very, very good here.
No, I think that really did put him into the mid-card championship level because he was an NXT champion. He obviously hasn't held anything recently, but I absolutely see him either going back, and I know he stays on SmackDown, going to SmackDown and taking on Ilya instantly. And I personally think he's the guy to take the belt away from Ilya after that showing.
Oh, absolutely. And another person that we need to heavily consider here, and we're gonna skip over a segment really quick, but we had JD McDonough going against Rey Mysterio, which JD McDonough has, Rey Mysterio got the win tonight, but JD McDonough looked very, very good. He's looked very good the past couple of weeks. He's been, I don't know if you noticed, but he's been featured just about every single week for the past like 6 weeks now, where he's getting like a high profile match, and he's won some of those matches, including a win over Sheamus.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to say I'm surprised with that. I'm starting to see where Judgment Day is gonna start to split. They're not backing Dom as much. Dom wasn't even around for that match. After their music played, he just walked away, so he didn't stay out there. It was definitely a little surprising. And then we'll talk about the match and everything that happened, but you saw the ending, and whoever watched saw the ending and saw that there's a little dissonance. Nothing crazy, but you kind of start to see the fall of the Judgment Day the more you look into it. And then Finn's going to go, wait, why is JD getting all these opportunities? Where are my opportunities? And that's where you'll start to see that fade away.
Yeah, like occasionally, almost every single week, we see subtle cracks in the foundation a little bit. Whether it be Dominic mad at Judgment Day, which they never followed up on a couple weeks ago. There was a segment where Dominic was pissed when he lost the Intercontinental title in Boston, and they showed a segment out. I forget if it was live or if it was in between commercials. The WWE was just shooting it, but Dominic was pissed that Judgment Day wasn't even there for him. And he was yelling, and so like we're seeing like little by little, we're kind of seeing cracks in the foundation. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Not to mention we have Liv Morgan that's probably coming back anytime now. Maybe they bring her back on Friday or over the weekend. If not, probably by the Rumble, which we're gonna get into. We're going to circle back to that because we saw a promo earlier on, a mysterious promo. We're going to circle back to that in a second. But since we're talking about Judgment Day, we had Dominic Mysterio come out cutting his promo. And this was before the match that took place between Rey Mysterio and JD McDonough. With Dominic Mysterio coming out and bashing the crowd and bashing John Cena. And then we see John Cena's music hit. He's like, John Cena's not going to be here, you idiots, blah, blah, blah. And then Cena's music hits. Yep. So while this is happening, my head popped up. I'm like, Cena's there? I didn't know about this. He's supposed to have like 2 more appearances. And his music hit. The crowd's going nuts. Yep. Joe Tessitore is marking out. And then all of a sudden, we get a midget John Cena showing up tonight. And
John Wiener.
I like, this was great. And then, not to mention, we also had a midget Stu.
That was great because you don't really know who Stu is, but John Cena's like, no, that's my cameraman. He talks to the camera the whole time. We only know of Stu because of John Cena, so to have a tiny Stu was just icing on top.
That was great, and that was some good work right there. Then we see Mini Cena getting into the ring, and Dom is telling Mini Cena to stick to the plan, and now Mini John Cena is talking crap, and then we see Dominic Mysterio kick the Mini John Cena down to the ground, which I thought was funny. He took that so well, and before that, we see Mini John Cena having trouble getting into the ring, which I thought was funny. But Dominic is just a smile on his face. He's loving this. This kind of reminds me of the time when Shawn Michaels and Triple H were in the ring. Bret Hart had just left WCW, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or it was just before he left for WCW. In 1997, when a mini Bret Hart came out to the ring. When everyone was going nuts. Everyone was going nuts with Bret Hart's music hit, and then all of a sudden a mini Bret Hart comes out. So this is the same thing that happened tonight with John Cena, and I was loving every bit of that.
I want to say that I think we've seen mini John Cena in the past. I think that was Hardcore Holly's mini from the mini whatever they call it. Oh, the WLC instead of the TLC.
Oh gosh, I remember WLC.
I think it's somebody that we've seen in the past from that match. I couldn't tell who it was, but
oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about like you recognized him.
He's from
Like
No, he's from Micro Championship Wrestling. I'm totally.
Okay.
His name
But
is Psycho. I know I've seen him before.
Okay.
Yes, he's from. Okay, he's from Micro Wrestling. All right.
That's fantastic.
I love that they were able to get somebody to do that people know of. No, that's kind of cool. Okay.
Yeah, we see Dominic knock him down. Dominic hits the 5 knuckle shuffle on Mini Cena,
Yep.
followed by a 619 and a frog splash. I was loving every bit of it.
Both were perfect, I'll say. Like the 619, I'm gonna call him Psycho now. At least I know him. But yeah, no, to see John Wena, I mean, he took those perfectly. Which, as we know, like I just said, now he's been a wrestler in this micro wrestling for years. So definitely cool that he got the opportunity, but he landed those. He definitely took those like a champ.
We won't talk much about this, but we see it in the backstage segment. New Day has been granted a tag team title match, which will take place next week against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, which I'm expecting that to be a banger. So that should be pretty cool there. In between, Raquel Gonzalez is also granted another, future title shot. She was complaining about that when Nikki Bella interfered in the match recently that Raquel was involved in, and then complained how Nikki's getting a title shot against Stephanie Vacure. So that didn't sit well, and we see Commissioner Adam Pearce grant Raquel Gonzalez a future title shot when the time comes, which I'd probably expect it to be like Saturday night's main event or Royal Rumble, if I have to guess.
And then said, "I need a drink," which was awesome.
That was fantastic.
He drops that he has his 2 catchphrases, which it's official, which is great.
Yep.
And I need a drink. And he dropped both of those in 5 seconds. I'm like, yes, thank you, Adam. You know what you're doing. Do we want to hit JD versus Ray, or are we kind of jumping around?
Yeah, we basically hit that. I mean, it was a good match. All in all, Rey Mysterio gets the win there.
Yep.
So.
But that was the one JD was after Finn got engaged on the top rope, or he got on the apron. Yeah. JD tried to attack Ray. He had eyes behind his head. JD tackled Finn and then got hit with the 619 to end it. So that's where, like I said, those little tiny places where we might see the Judgment Day start to unravel is now Finn tried to get involved, but it was to the demise of JD versus helping.
We see the whole team of Becky Lynch, Kabuki Warriors, Nia, and Lash Legend out in the ring. Becky talking about the injustices that happened last week on Monday Night Raw, and that she has the best lawyers in the country working on it, but has been advised not to talk about it, and that she actually follows the rules, unlike Maxine and AJ Lee, and that heads are going to roll, and the decision will be overturned. That she's referring to her loss to Maxine last week at Madison Square Garden. She says that's going to be overturned, and WWE will be better for it, and that the WWE will be better when AJ Lee is gone. And that she has made a big mistake costing Becky Lynch the match last week in the belt, and that will be but ultimately Becky Lynch said that would be the biggest mistake of AJ Lee, and that is entering the cage with her. And then we see AJ Lee, Charlotte, Alexa, and Io all seemingly to be on the same page, all come out to confront Becky and her team. And this leads to our first brawl of the night. AJ Lee, Charlotte, and company all stand tall. You got any reaction to this as far as this whole segment goes? I thought Becky did a very, very good job on the mic, by the way.
Yep, I did like Charlotte and Rhea together doing the suck it motion.
Yes,
which I was like, I thought you guys weren't friends, but apparently now we get in a couple of brawls and we're friends again. So that was really cool to see them pull out the DX suck it.
Well, they had that nice sit down talk last Friday.
Okay, all right, yeah, I missed SmackDown, so that is good to hear that they kind of hashed that out, made that all good. Okay, and yeah, the biggest thing was Io taking everybody out except for Becky, who got 3 steps away and was able to back out of there. So now that'll create a little rift because Becky was the only one that ended up walking away from this whole scene.
Yep.
So we'll definitely see how that all plays out. And Becky literally said that, like, oh, I brought this team together myself, and she wasn't even a part of the team until last week. So I was sitting there like Becky's just lost her mind. Like she's gotten insane. Which, I mean, I think we already knew that, but it just showed more and more that Becky's just starting to lose it a little bit.
Oh man. Next up, we had Sola Sokoa versus Penta, and this is very interesting here because the match is going by, going pretty good. It's back and forth. Penta seems to have momentum, but the match abruptly ends before a commercial break. It abruptly ends when Penta landed wrong as he did a Hurricane Rana on Solo Sokoa on the outside, basically taking a couple running steps off the guardrail, converting that into a Hurricane Rana, landed the wrong way. It appeared that Penta was holding his shoulder here, quite possibly looking at. I mean, listen. There's no news. I have not seen any updates about it. What happened tonight with Solo Sikoa and Penta, that definitely did not look like that was supposed to happen, and I don't believe that Solo Sikoa was the planned winner here. Obviously, it's live, and they have to make the best decisions on the fly, but. Penta landed the wrong way. He's holding his shoulder. I hope it's not a tear like Seth Rollins. It could also be simply just like a dislocation. Either way, if it's a legit injury, you're looking at probably like at least 4 or 5 months on the low end, maybe a little longer. Let's hope that it's not a serious injury though. Where he has to miss a lot of time.
A lot of those times, and I just watched it where I gasped, and it was like you said, Hurricane Ron, instead of landing on his back, he landed on his shoulder. So most of the time, that's not going to be a tear. It's mostly either going to be a dislocated shoulder or it could be a broken collarbone in that area, which is tough. So that's going to be a very questionable timeline, or it could have just been, like I said, could be a slight break. There's a lot of things that can happen in that shoulder collarbone area, so that could be a tough timeline to kind of guess. But I guess we'll see. As you said, they're gonna obviously do MRI, and X-rays tomorrow and see what comes back. Hopefully, he just dislocated it. They took him in the back, popped it back in, and he's good to go. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll know a lot more this week, I'm sure. If there's an injury, if this is a legit injury, I'm sure we'll know before the week's end. But Solo advances as a result to face Gunther because Penta could not go anymore, which is very concerning. The good thing out of this match is you got two guys, Solo Sikoa, leader of MFT, going against Gunther. And two still relatively fresh faces in WWE. Gunther being the current and the future, and Solo Sikoa being the future. So I'm kind of happy to see this pairing, so to speak. And on the other end, we still have Jey Uso, who has to go against. Who do he has to go against still? Rusev.
Right.
So you got that match, and then the winner of that match goes against LA Knight versus his mystery opponent. So we don't know who that mystery opponent is yet. So that's who's left. The winner of this tournament obviously faces John Cena. I don't know. Like this tournament's like slowly shaping up to me to probably be Gunther as the winner of the tournament to face John Cena.
Yeah,
which ultimately could be for the IC title if Dominic does not win at Survivor Series, which we'll talk about in our next episode. But that's what it's looking like. It's looking like Gunther.
Unless somebody comes out of the LA Knight one. But other than that, yeah, I think the only Yeah, probably Gunther. You can easily give him. He's already a heel. He's most. Do they want to do a Gunther face turn instead? Do they want to just keep him a heel? I don't know. I think my biggest one, like I said, I think an LA Knight heel turn is probably my prediction, but like that's my like out there prediction. I think just the way that WWE is going, most likely Gunther versus John, keep Gunther a heel, give him the belt and let him ride the belt out until WrestleMania, give him a 2-time IC champion after being the longest reigning one. He hasn't seen that belt in a few years anyways since that run. So smart decision, Gunther versus John. Out there prediction, LA Knight heel turn.
All right. We got a strange promo tonight. This was more towards the end of Raw. I don't know by your reaction earlier. I'm not too sure if you saw it or missed it, but it was right before one of the segments. It was a strange promo with a girl, and all you see is her hand with like a tattoo. Kind of like with her finger grazing the outside of a glass cup, as if it was like a drink in there. She had like a long fingernail. You knew it was a female's hand, and the promo ended with saying 4 days away.
Is that Friday?
That would be Friday.
Yeah.
You would think.
Hmm.
Which leads me to believe somebody is debuting or coming back. Like somebody's returning to the company after being out for a while, or maybe coming back. Or I'm sorry, that did not make sense. Let me rewind. Somebody's either returning after being out, or maybe somebody new from another wrestling organization is going to debut.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out, like, who could this be? Like, I'm trying to figure out the hand, the fingernail, like the nails. Like I don't think that looked like Liv Morgan's hand. And I know she's not very far off. I just don't know if it looked. And it was a Caucasian woman's hand. And I'm thinking tattoo. I'm like, who could it be? Like, could we be getting Paige coming back? Could we be getting like who else? Like, I'm trying to think like who has a tattoo in NXT on their hand that's Caucasian that might come up. Like, I don't know. Could it be Shotzi Blackheart? Could WWE maybe struck a deal with her, or Ruby Riott? So all of which I probably mentioned to you. It's probably none of the above, but like I honestly just don't know who that is. But 4 days away, that brings us to Friday.
What other girl could really? I don't know. Oh, and I don't really know like the tattoos of anybody. So
yeah.
I kind of want to. Let's. My gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe that's just the Vegas thing. Like maybe it's like a part 2 Vegas.
Oh no.
Oh,
it's not
that
Vegas.
No, you don't think it's a Vegas thing?
I don't think it's a Vegas promo.
You did call a Liv Morgan return, but I don't think Liv has those.
I don't think Liv has a tattoo on her hand that I can recall.
Is that might be Paige's? You know, my initial guess. No, it's Vegas. Because it's the same. It's the same.
You think it's a tease for another Vegas promo?
Yep.
Interesting.
Because Vegas is dropping. The tickets are dropping Friday 9 a.m. our time, obviously Eastern Standard, but it's the exact same font as what they're using for the other promo.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it would be great to be a return, but I think it's a.
I think you could be right.
It's a women's WrestleMania promo.
Yeah, and
I think that's Rhea's hand. Now that I'm looking at the tattoos,
probably, yeah.
So
yeah,
I hate being sometimes kind of right. I wish it was a return, but
I think you're right on this one. I think you're right. Then the Survivor Series card was announced, which we'll talk about on our prediction show a little later. We have Cena versus Dominic Cena defending his Intercontinental title match. We have the women's and the men's War Game match, and then we have Stephanie Vaquer defending her women's world title against Nikki Bella. So as far as I can see, there's 4 matches. I honestly thought there was a 5th. I have to look. I gotta double check that before we go into our prediction show. But WWE announced 4 tonight.
I'm thinking in general, the shortest that the War Games match could go is 45 minutes. So you're looking at least 2 hours of War Games matches. So I could see how there's probably only 2 other matches.
Yeah, with ring entrances. You gotta consider ring entrances. That makes
That's
just because Triple H likes to keep it around 3 hours.
right. It's every 5 minutes for the entrances, right? For the War Games? Great.
Yeah, so it'll be about not to mention it's 5. Yeah, so it's gonna be like 30
That's
minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah, I was gonna say that's 40 minutes just for the entrances. And then usually
you're gonna
less.
you're gonna have your 2 starting, right?
Right.
And then you still have another 8 people to go. So as soon as 5 minutes, that's 40 minutes.
Nope.
And then when that bell rings, and then that's gonna be long.
Yeah.
It's gonna feel long.
I could see how it's only the 4 there.
It is 4 matches. Yep, I even looked it up on can I not even see that?
That is
Never
right.
mind. Wikipedia says 4.
Okay.
But
that does lead into other things. That leads into a potential return. I'll give another one you said about Liv Morgan. Who hurt Liv Morgan other than insane Kyrie Sane? So she might be the 6th person. But then she also hates Rhea. So she might just come in and mess up both teams.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of cool if she just comes in and is the 11th member and just goes, I'm just going to mess with everybody because there's a steel cage around right now. And I hate you, Rhea, and I hate you, Kyrie. You're on different teams.
We had the War Games Advantage match. This was the main event. The War Games Advantage match. Uso versus the Usos, Jay and Jimmy versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. And like I said, this whole Monday Night Raw was mostly like a hype Monday Night Raw. Nothing big happened. This was basically one last push. It was a typical go-home show. Wish we would have saw something I wish we would have seen something like a cliffhanger at the end of Raw, but we didn't really get that. It was mostly just a hype Raw all the way through. Great matches tonight, for sure. I would, whoever's watching this, I would tell you guys to go back and watch the matches. They were great, but this is mostly a hype Raw. So we see Jimmy Uso nearly getting the win on Logan Paul after hitting the frog splash, but then Drew McIntyre breaks it up. And then from there, then the Vision finally shows up because they were not out there in the beginning of this match. The Vision comes out, starts interfering, and then out comes Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, the WWE and the World Heavyweight Champion, coming out. And then Jimmy is distracted by all this, watching what's going on. And then from behind, we see Logan Paul roll up Jimmy Uso for the 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul wins the match for the Vision. And now the Vision, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar have the advantage in the War Games match. Basically, all that means is that the match starts at 1-on-1. Then the Vision will get the first crack at a second guy coming in, and then the other team. And then the Vision will be 3-on-2. Then the other team makes it 3-on-3. So that's how that works. We see an all-out brawl in the ring. You got a little brouhaha, because of they got to hype it up. And then Roman comes out and drops the Vision like that with the Superman punch, takes out Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. So we see Roman just clean house. And then, you see the five of them. Punk, Cody, Roman, Usos, all standing tall. Raw was about to go off the air. the whole vision. Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, they're all reeling, getting ready to retreat. The WWE credits come up. All of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's music hit.
Done.
Out comes Brock
Done.
Lesnar, and he's ready to hit the ring. And then the other guys are brave enough to hit the ring again. We get a 5-on-5 brawl to end Monday Night Raw. And what did you think of this whole segment before we wrap this up?
I think it was smart to kind of not kill anybody's momentum by having a roll up. All right, whatever happens. Everybody looked good in the matchup. I think giving the heels the extra person leads for Roman to come out last and get a huge pop. So very smart there. But yeah, I think they did everything well. I just hate when, like you said, there's no either cliffhanger, there's no ending. They had a brawl, stopped the brawl, restarted a brawl, and then it just ends. And then Raw and Joe Tessitore goes, "All right, we'll see you guys on Saturday. Bye." It's like the fuck, like what are you doing? But
so that
that's
was
Raw for you.
basically Monday Night Raw. It was one big hype show, to be honest with you. Those of you guys that are watching, definitely go back and watch the matches tonight. I thought the matches were good. I didn't have any problem with the matches.
No,
But it
just
was
sucks there was
mostly
only 3 of them.
all hype. And did you notice, like, Roman Reigns is outshined, like, both CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, who are the champions, by the way. But Roman Reigns has outshined them both. You notice that?
Yes.
The
I
last
think
2
the main
weeks?
thing is, listen, I hate to say it, but listen to the crowds. When he was first to come out, oh my God, the pop. In general, the OTC chants, the Roman Reigns, like everything, just loud as all hell. Yes, Punk still gets the chance. Yes, Cody still gets the chance, and his entrance music sang to him. But like, the end of the day, Roman is still top dog without a belt. So they're gonna acknowledged, absolutely acknowledged, and I just think that they're doing right by him. Let him get 4 Superman punches and take everybody down. Let him get 5 spears in a match. Show that he is the big dog and that he's coming for those belts again.
Yeah, like I just feel like they need to get a little bit more compelling with Roman Reigns again. I kind of feel like, in a way, Roman Reigns has been kind of like coasting a little bit. I mean, he's had some stuff to do with the vision. He's kind of been in, he's been out. I feel like he's been coasting a little bit, and I think that's probably done by design because maybe they're going to start a new angle with him, a Survivor Series or Royal Rumble, in fact, to get on the road with WrestleMania. But like, I feel like ever since Mania 41, they haven't really done anything too compelling with Roman. A couple cool spots, they've done with, Bronson Reed and whatever, and, the tribal thief stealing Roman Reigns' sneakers and stuff. I mean, that stuff is all cool, but I feel like there hasn't been really anything compelling and significant with Roman Reigns, like too much to talk about this year. And I feel like they've kind of been like coasting with him a little bit. What are your thoughts on that before we go off?
Absolutely agree. Now I've sensed that as well. It's bringing me back to when, like you say, he came around once here and there, but I think that kind of gives him that, like, I hate to say Superman, but it gives him that Superman, like, come around when you need him, when WWE needs some saving, but you don't need him every single week to come on out. Bring him around once every few weeks, once a month, have him do his thing, and give him, because he has that seniority, because he is one of the longest reigning champions of all time, because he has this lore and aura to him that everybody loves him. Don't overuse him. Bring him around when you need him, and continue this, not growth, but continue this kind of just staying right here, right on par with the course, but bring him out when you need him.
Yeah, absolutely. They got to be but they got to get him into a storyline, and I know they're trying to build up new stars and everything, and I totally get that. Carmelo Hayes, you got to, Javon Evans, they got to start focusing on a lot of the new guys, but they really got to get them. They got to get these guys going because Roman Reigns is not going to be around forever. So just like Cena wasn't around forever. He was kind of in and out. And that's gonna be the same thing with Roman Reigns. This is gonna be his schedule for the next 2-3 years before at least before he retires. So they really got to start building up some new stars fast. You got figure Punk is only gonna be around for a couple more years. Cody's probably got 3 to 5 years solid on him left. Drew's in his early 40s. A lot of the main guys right now. Thankfully, we got Braun Breaker. He's gonna be a main guy. Gunther, Obafemi's waiting in the wings to come up. We got Carmelo Hayes, Javon Evans. And JD McDonough. He's gonna be a main guy. So we gotta. There's got to be a reason to be invested into these WWE stars. We need a reason to be invested into the WWE stars, to kind of keep the ball rolling. Mm-hmm. They can't just rely on solely Roman Reigns. I mean, the WWE is obviously going to use them when they need them, especially around WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, kind of what they do to Brock Lesnar. But how long is that going to last?
That's so true. Like we said, I mean, Brock and John are both 48. So, I mean, who knows how many times Brock wants to keep coming out.
Yeah.
So, that's, again, another guy once, twice a year. Now, I think they need to find their guy the way that Triple H was their guy. Then The Undertaker was their guy. Then CM Punk was their guy. Then John's always been their guy, but they definitely need to find somebody to be a face in the industry and carry it for 5 to 10 years. So I don't know who it's going to be, but
we clearly know it's Braun Breaker for sure.
Yeah, I think we
clearly know that's happening. So again, Roman's been coasting. We're getting into Survivor Series. Maybe he's been kind of like in a holding pattern here. And maybe they start a new angle. We're gonna talk about this on our prediction show, which we're actually gonna record in a few minutes, and that will be broadcasted on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. We'll decide on that. We'll talk a little bit more in depth, but I think they've kind of been on the holding pattern in a way with Roman. I think quite possibly they're going to start something new. Maybe there'll be some new dissension. Plant the seeds for a WrestleMania 42 feud, which I will be at WrestleMania 42 unless I get called up for the new job upstate New York, which very well could be possible. Then I'd have to relinquish those tickets, and then I'd have to hold out till 44 because I'm certainly not going to Saudi Arabia for 43. But
that sounds fun. First Canada, then Saudi Arabia. Let's go.
Boy. Man.
I'd be going to UFC out there first before WWE. Not that I love WWE, but UFC likes going out to Saudi Arabia now too, and Abu Dhabi and all those great places. So that's where I'd be.
For those of you guys that are watching, feel free to join in and drop your comments now. We'll post them and talk about it right away as we're live before we go off the air. If you guys have anything to say, any comments you want to leave, what did you guys think about Monday Night Raw? Leave a comment in the bottom. We'll address it right away before we go off the air. But this is Survivor Series coming up this weekend, and then shortly after that, we're getting close to Royal Rumble, and you know what that means? Royal Rumble, then WrestleMania season's officially on the road to WrestleMania. So we're getting close. We're getting close to a very exciting time of the year. Survivor Series, which is usually sometimes in past history has been the time where they like to start a new angle. So again, we're going to definitely talk about that in our prediction show for sure, because I think certain things are going to happen. And of course, we want you guys to tune into the next show so you guys can hear what we talk about. We're not going to give it all away on this one. Anyway, any of you guys, those of you guys that are watching, feel free to drop your comments. We want to hear what you thought about Raw. But Brandon, any closing thoughts before we close out this episode?
I normally have something fun to say, but I don't think I got anything for this week. I think we got a lot to say for this weekend coming up, so make sure you guys tune in whenever that's posted. And other than that, that's really all I got.
When do we want to post that? Do we want to post that Wednesday or Thursday? I'm actually torn. I'm like torn. Like, when do I want to post this? When do we want to do that prediction show?
I think we give a nice 48 hours to the people. I think we stick it for a Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, something for, there might be some lame football Thursday night, something for everybody to watch Thursday night.
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna have that posted around probably somewhere between 6 and 8 o'clock on Thursday. Will be our WWE Survivor Series War Games show. We're actually gonna record that tonight. Yeah, we will have that posted on Wednesday or Thursday. We decided Thursday.
Well, that is Thanksgiving, so I don't know. I don't know if you have any plans for Thanksgiving, but if you can set it out there and make sure it's set for a certain time versus have to be at the computer to post it.
I know me personally, I will be in the middle of a food coma in the evening I will have already eaten. Nice. So I will be in a food coma. I'll be chilling. I'll probably even watch the show back myself.
There you go.
Those of you guys that are watching, feel free. Please give us a like and a subscribe. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, please. That helps us out. We'll be back with you guys Thursday with the War Games prediction show. As far as Survivor Series post show goes, that is still TBD, to be determined. I am traveling to Syracuse and then straight to Montreal. Do not know if I'm going to bring my laptop with me or not, which would also affect Monday Night Raw review as well. More than likely, we might be preempted for Monday Night Raw, whether I have my computer or not, as I'll be traveling to Quebec City. And I'm not even too sure if I can get back to watching Monday Night Raw on time. But again, we will figure that out as we go. If we have to do a Monday Night Raw post show a little bit later in the week, that's pretty much a viable option too as well. So again, make sure you guys stay connected. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. This way you can get those alerts. But for those of you guys that are watching, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And be sure to catch our next show. Which will be Thursday, Survivor Series predictions. And we will catch you guys later.
Agility from the champion. Oh, deep six. That could be a delivered this deep six. Agility from the champion. Oh,